Welcome to the Open Metric Invoice Tracker overview. This Excel and Google Sheets Invoice Tracker is designed to help creators, influencers, freelancers, and small business owners organize invoices, monitor payments, and quickly identify unpaid and overdue invoices. So in this overview, I will show you how to use the Invoice Tracker spreadsheet, record a new invoice, manage payment statuses, review the invoice dashboard, and keep your invoice management workflow organized from billing through to payment. Let's start with the welcome page. On this tab, you have the quick start instructions. You've got some information on some of the columns, a little bit of detail on what you can expect from the dashboard, as well as some information on the settings tab as well. You do also get another starter guide in the form of a PDF, which also has screenshots of the tracker. So you've got information on the dashboard, you've got screenshots, as well as information on the different charts in the tracker, as well as details of the settings tab, how to customize the drop downs. This can be done via the settings page, but I'll go through that in a little bit as well. So the starter guide is a little more detailed than the welcome page, but both are useful. Before we get through to the invoice tracker, let's have a quick look at the settings page. This is where you will customize the drop-down lists used by the invoice tracking spreadsheet. You can edit your invoice statuses, your client lists, categories, payment methods, priorities, currencies, and business channels. This makes the invoice tracker suitable for content creators, freelancers, consultants, virtual assistants, as well as many types of small businesses. The lower part of the settings page contains the supporting calculations for the dashboard and the needs attention sections, which I'll go through in a little bit. These update automatically and should normally be left unchanged unless you know what you're doing, basically. In order to demonstrate the complete invoice tracker, I'm going to load some fictional invoice data for Maya Bennett Studio, a creative business working across home, travel, and lifestyle content. As you add invoices to your own copy, the invoice tracker dashboard will build and update automatically in pretty much the same way. With regards to reporting controls, at the top of the dashboard, use the year and month selectors to review a specific reporting period. All invoices remain together in the master invoice database below, while the dashboard adjusts to the month and year as you select. We also have the needs attention section. This is designed to help you track unpaid invoices without searching through the entire database. It automatically surfaces overdue invoices, pending invoices, and part paid invoices that may require action. Each item includes a priority, an explanation of the issue, the invoice amount, and the next suggested step. For influencers and small businesses, this is one of the most useful parts of the invoice tracker because it provides a clear follow-up list and reduces the chances of missing money that is still owed. Moving on to the KPI cards. These provide a quick summary of invoice performance. Total invoices shows the number of invoices recorded for the selected year, excluding drafts. Paid rate shows the percentage of invoice work that has reached paid status. Paid invoices displays the number of payments already received. Outstanding shows the combined value of pending, overdue, and part paid invoices. Invoices this month shows you how many invoices were recorded during the month selected at the top of the dashboard. Together, these cards turn the spreadsheet into a practical invoice management dashboard for monitoring your cash flow and payment progress. If we look at the charts and quarterly totals in the dashboard, the invoice over time chart shows how your invoicing activities changes throughout the year. The payment status chart gives you a visual overview of paid, pending, overdue, part paid, and draft invoices. Invoice value by client helps you identify which clients account for the largest share of your invoice work. The quarterly totals show the value of paid invoices during Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Below the dashboard, the complete invoice database provides a searchable history of every invoice. You can use Excel or Google Sheets filters to review invoices by client, category, quarter, payment method, priority, or status. Because the charts and totals are connected to the database, this Excel and Google Sheets invoice tracker updates automatically whenever a new invoice is entered or a payment status changes. If we scroll down, I'm going to add a new invoice for Fern and Coast. This invoice covers an Instagram Reel and Story package with a value of £1,650. The invoice is initially marked as pending. As soon as the invoice is added, the total invoice count, outstanding value, and dashboard charts are all updated automatically in the dashboard. This demonstrates how the invoice tracking spreadsheet removes the need to recalculate reports manually. So if the client pays a deposit rather than a full amount, change the invoice status to part paid and add a note explaining the remaining balance. The invoice remains visible in the outstanding total and is surfaced in the needs attention section. This makes the tracker useful not only as an invoice log, but also as a part payment and unpaid invoice tracker. If the overdue date passes without full payment, change the status to overdue. The days overdue field calculates automatically, and the invoice moves into needs attention section for follow-up. This allows freelancers and creators to track overdue invoices in the Google Sheets without maintaining a separate reminder list. When the final payment arrives, enter the paid date and change the status to paid. The paid rate and paid invoices figures increase while outstanding decreases. The invoice is also removed from the active follow-up list. By keeping the paid date and status current, the invoice payment tracker provides a clear and reliable view of the business cash flow. Now I'll remove the fictional data I was just showing you. We will start with a blank spreadsheet. This time we'll enter two invoices manually. Everything begins with the invoice database. Each row represents one invoice, giving you a complete invoice tracker and payment history in one organized table. Start by entering the invoice date. The spreadsheet automatically calculates the month, year, and quarter, so you only need to enter the date once. Add a unique invoice number and select or enter the client. Record the service you provided and add a short project description. For a creator, this might be a sponsored reel, YouTube integration, UGC package, consulting project, affiliate campaign, or digital product license. Choose the channel connected to the work, such as Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, blog, website, or newsletter. Then select the, as I mentioned, for changing any of the drop-down options, you can go back to the settings page and just make amendments, and those automatically show up in the tracker. Enter the invoice due date and full invoice amount. The due date is particularly important because it allows this invoice payment tracker to calculate how many days unpaid the invoice is overdue. When payment arrives, enter the paid date and choose the payment method such as bank transfer, PayPal, Stripe, or Wise. You can choose a priority level, update the invoice status, and add any useful notes. The available statuses include draft, pending, part paid, paid, overdue, and cancelled. Keeping these invoice statuses current is what allows the invoice dashboard to separate paid revenue from outstanding invoices and highlight payments requiring a follow-up. And there you have it. That covers the overview of the invoice tracker. Majority of the tracker is fairly intuitive, but I hope the overview was helpful for you. The Metric invoice tracker brings invoice management, payment tracking, unpaid invoices, and reporting all together in one easy spreadsheet invoice tracker. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next overview video. For any questions, please feel free to send us a message via Etsy, or you can leave a comment below the video.